What actually happens to your body when you die? Welcome back to Vaulted Files, the show that uncovers the stories they've buried. Today, we're diving into something that affects every single one of us, yet most people never think about. Not the polished version, not the comfortable version, the real one. Stay with me, because this is stranger than you think. Within 4 minutes of your heart stopping, your brain begins to die. But here is what nobody tells you. In those final moments, it doesn't go quiet, it explodes with activity. Scientists have recorded what happens and they still can't explain it. Nobody likes to think about it, but at some point it happens to every single one of us. And what actually occurs inside your body when you die is one of the strangest, most fascinating, and most overlooked processes in all of nature. This is what actually happens step by step. The moment death occurs, whether from illness, injury, or simply old age, your body immediately begins a process it has been preparing for your entire life, and it starts faster than most people realise. Within the first few seconds, your brain loses consciousness. The electrical signals that power your thoughts, your memories, your sense of self, they don't stop immediately, they flicker. Some studies have recorded a surge of brain activity in the moments after the heart stops, a final storm of electrical signals firing across your brain. Scientists still don't fully understand what this means. Within the first minute, your heart stops pumping, blood stops moving through your body. Without oxygen being delivered to your cells, they begin to suffocate. Your skin starts to lose its colour as the blood drains away from the surface. Your muscles, which require constant chemical signals to stay contracted, began to relax completely. And this is why the body goes limp at the moment of death. Every muscle in your body releases at once, including ones you never consciously controlled. Within the first few minutes, your cells begin to die. Not all at once, different cells have different survival times without oxygen. Brain cells start dying within 4 to 6 minutes. Heart cells last a little longer. Bone and skin cells can survive for several hours. This is why organ donation is possible. Some parts of your body remain viable long after others have failed. Your body temperature begins to drop. A living body maintains a constant temperature through enormous metabolic effort. The moment that effort stops, you begin to cool towards the temperature of whatever room or environment you are in. Forensic scientists use this process, called rigor mortis, to estimate the time of death. Between 1 and 6 hours after death, something remarkable happens. Rigor mortis begins. Your muscles, which were completely relaxed at the moment of death, start to stiffen. This happens because of a chemical reaction inside the muscle cells themselves. Without fresh energy being supplied, a compound called ATP breaks down and the proteins in your muscles lock together in a rigid state. Your entire body becomes stiff and fixed in whatever position it was in when it died. Rigor mortis peaks between 12 and 24 hours after death, then gradually fades as the muscle proteins themselves begin to break down. By around 48 hours, or thereabouts, the body becomes limp again. At that same time, another process begins, livor mortis. As circulation stops, gravity takes over. The blood inside your body, no longer being pumped anywhere, settles downward. It pools in the lowest part of the body, creating distinctive dark patches called lividity marks. Forensic investigators use these marks to determine whether a body has been moved after death. If the lividity marks don't match the position the body was found in, someone has moved it. Now, the real transformation begins. Within hours of death, the bacteria that lived inside your body, and there are trillions of them, mostly in your gut, realize that the immune system that was once keeping them in check is gone. They begin to spread, moving through the intestinal walls and into the surrounding tissue, beginning the process of decomposition from the inside out. This stage is called putrefaction. The bacteria produce gases as they consume your tissue, These gases accumulate inside the body, causing it to blow and swell. The smell associated with decomposition comes largely from the bacterial gases, compounds with names like putrescine and cadavine, which do exactly what their names suggest. The skin begins to change colour, moving through greens and purple as the bacterial activity increases and the blood cells break down beneath the surface. The body is essentially being consumed by its own internal ecosystem. Insects become involved remarkably quickly. A blowfly, for example, can detect a body within minutes of death and lay eggs almost immediately. The life cycle of these insects, particularly blowflies and their larvae, is so predictable and well understood that forensic entomologists can use it to determine time of death with extraordinary precision. The insects are, in their own way, nature's most reliable clock. Over the following days and weeks, the body breaks down progressively. Soft tissues liquefy, the gases escape. What remains depends enormously on the environment. A body buried in dry desert conditions may mummify. The lack of moisture preventing bacterial activity and preserving the remains for thousands of years. A body in warm, moist conditions may decompose to a skeleton within weeks. Eventually what is left is bone, and bone lasts an extraordinarily long time. The calcium and phosphate minerals in your skeleton are extraordinarily stable. Under the right conditions, human bones can survive for millions of years. The oldest human remain ever found are over 300,000 years old, which is remarkable. There is a beautiful and slightly unsettling irony in this. Everything that made you who you were, your thoughts, your personality, your memories, dissolves within days, but the physical structure that housed all of that can outlast civilizations. The atoms that make up your body, they do not disappear. They return to the soil. They are absorbed by the plants. They enter other living things. The carbon in your body today was once part of other organisms, perhaps ancient trees, perhaps prehistoric animals, perhaps other humans, and after you, these atoms will go on to become part of something else entirely. Death is not really an ending, it is a transition. Your body, which spent decades maintaining its boundaries against the natural world, finally lets go, and nature, patiently waiting, takes it back. The process is systematic, predictable, and in its own way remarkable. Your body, which worked so hard to keep itself alive, turns out to be just as extraordinary in the way it returns back to the earth. Now, I would love for you to leave your thoughts in the comments below, and let me know, what do you think actually happens after you die? If you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as I will be releasing at least 1 to 2 videos per week for the future. And yeah, I'd just love your thoughts. If you can leave some ideas below as well, that would be fantastic. And then we can potentially make some new videos off the back of your comments and your thoughts and your suggestions. Thank you very much.